Welcome to day 3 of our Dream Again series. Today, I'll be talking about a topic that I titled, It May Sound Crazy Now, Do It Anyway. Now, we know the Bible says, As a man thinketh, so is he. But we also know that it goes way beyond thinking because the Bible says, Faith without work is dead. Now, we've been talking about revisiting some of the goals and dreams that we had that we may have buried, that may have died a long time ago, and see what we can resurrect and with the help of God, what we can start doing right now to achieve them. Now, understand that some of the dreams that you used to have will no longer be relevant for the stage you are in right now, but you cannot afford to live as a human being, and most especially as a Christian, without a dream, without a goal, without a purpose, and most especially one powered by God. Now, with that being said, I want you to also know that sometimes God will call you to do things that will sound crazy to outsiders. It will sound crazy to your friends. It will sound crazy to your family. In fact, some ideas or calling will sound crazy to you. Like it will be so out of your league that you will be like, no, I can't do this, look God. Not me. You need somebody else. The situation will be like Moses when God called him. He gave God all the excuse in the world. Lord, I am a stammerer. Call somebody else and call Aaron. Anybody but me. But understand that the one who created you know what you're capable of, and he's the one who powers the sun, the moon, the wind, the earth. He When he calls you to do something, be rest assured that he will back you up. Think about it this way: if you are partnering with someone who is invested in your business, and the person says, okay, I commit to maybe 40% of the capital, and the person is more than capable of showing up in that, right? You wouldn't be afraid when the time comes for you to start investing and putting money into the business, because they won't fail, and in return you work so hard to also pay them back. Now imagine where God tells you, I want you to do this and this and this. If you obey God, if you listen to his command and you do as he has commanded you, trust me, there is a reward for obedience. The Bible says that obedience is better than sacrifice. Now, if you come up with goals that you can do all by yourself, you don't need God's grace, you don't need God's backing, I wish you luck. Like that alone, just listening to it would let you know that that is very limiting. Because if I live my life on things that I can do alone, I'm so sure there's so many things that I would never do. Like, never do. But there are things that I know God is calling me to do. Sitting in front of this camera is, trust me, it's no fun. I'm not one of those that would just feel so comfortable, like, oh, just roll the camera. But I have had so many pep talks, like, okay, you have to do it, you promise to show up, you have to show up. Like, go read my notes over and over again, check out the Bible verses. I've there behind the scene work over and over until start rolling the camera, because ordinarily this is out of my comfort zone, but I know that this is very important and I have to do it. And then when I finish it, I feel so proud of myself. I'm going over the video, oh, I made a mistake, oh, I shouldn't have said that, but I'm proud that I recorded it to begin with. And then I start pep talking myself, like, okay, now you have to upload it. Now you have to throw it out there and let it do the things you need to do. There are times when you have to go through that process, like you have to grill yourself to make sure that you show up. But also, we one more thing I would like to say is that Sometimes you have to first settle it here before you show forth out here. Now, we know it all starts with the mind, and how you talk to yourself is very, very, very important. I'm reading Joel 3 verse 10. The last part says, let the weak say I am strong. Like, the Bible is teaching us how to deal with situation. Like, speak for those things that are not as though they were, and then you now back it up with action. So first, go to God. If you if it's you're getting this, you're it's becoming so difficult for you to come up with ideas or with dreams or with new vision for your life, go back to God. Ask God to give you a new goal. That's number one. Go back to God and ask for a new goal. The Bible says, I know the plans that I have for you, the plans of good and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end, and to give you a bright future. God's plan will always supersede yours. Settled. God plans God's plan will always supersede yours. So if you go ask for him to give you a new dream, you're in for a surprise. Two, always believe that God can use you. No matter what your story is, no matter what your past is, we have stories over and over and over again in the Bible. People who have completely messed up, people who were lost. The prodigal son is one story. The story of Jacob is another. We can also give example about Joseph, who was sold into slavery, and by the human standard, it was finished. Like, that was done. But God turned the situation around. Whatever it is that you've gone through, God can change the situation just like that. Like, he's the one that can make a man wake up as a prisoner and go to bed as a prime minister in less than 24 hours. He's the same God, is still doing great things. Number three, when you know what you need to do, set out as soon as you can. Like, perfectionism will kill dreams. Trying to make sure everything is prim and proper and perfect will get you nowhere. You have to set out as soon as you can. Don't wait for the rain. Start planting. Let the rain meet you on the field. You understand? Whatever you need to do, go do it now. What can you do today that will make you go closer, that will get you closer to your dream? Number four, write it down. Put it in black and white. Write it down. Write it down. Like, keep a journal, keep a notebook, whatever, put it on your phone, but always write it down. Why? So that when you achieve it, you won't think it's just a thought that crossed your mind. You understand that this is something that became tangible because you first envisioned it, or you because you trusted God about it. So what am I saying? No matter how crazy an idea that crosses your mind, go for it. Like I said yesterday, it is better for you to say I tried and I failed than saying I wish I had tried. The regret that comes with the second one is so heavy, and carrying that with you all your life would only shorten it. It will not make you a better person. It will not let you live a fulfilled life. But when you know you tried, and you tried over and over and over again, you will realize that every fall makes you stronger. Every scar gives you a story. And no matter what the mess looks like, it is your story. It becomes a message. Like, God can turn every mess into a message, and then you yourself become an inspiration. Imagine you become an inspiration that people look up to and be like, oh, if she can go through it, if she can overcome it, then I can. And trust me, people are looking for human beings they can relate to. I know there's so many influencers and celebrity out there, but people really connect with people whose story is similar to theirs, whose stories look like something they can relate to. That's why all the breakout story and the love songs, they are so popular, because if people are not wishing for it, they've been there, they've been brokenhearted, they know how it feels, so they can relate to the song. It is the same with the story of your life. If you put yourself out there, God will not leave you high and dry. He will back you up, He will support you, and He will ensure that at the end of it all, you can sit back and say, God brought me through this. God made this happen, and I am glad that I tried. You are the child of God. The world is waiting for your manifestation. Let's go make it happen. It may be crazy. It may sound out of your league. It may sound like nothing like you. But if you know that is a dream that God is giving to you, let me be the one to first say, go for it. Do it anyway. See you in the next video. Cheers.